for today's little blog about mouth behaviours that are related to emotion, I want to talk about the amount of pressure that you might feel on your fingers when you're giving your dog a treat. So I quite often see people giving dogs treats where they're maybe in the park and there's a lot of other dogs around, or they're in a dog training class and there's a lot of other dogs around, and they'll reach down to give their dog a treat and they'll go, ow, be more gentle to their dog, say to the dog, be gently. And what's often happened is that the dog's bitten down harder than normal. Maybe the dog's normally very gentle taking treats, and unexpectedly the dog suddenly, there's a bit of pressure from the teeth, not usually enough to do any harm, just enough to pinch a little bit. Now what happens there is that as dogs become excited and aroused, it becomes harder for them to have that really fine control over their jaws that they need to have in order to be able to take treats from us without hurting us. So we're mostly used to our dogs being super gentle, and then sometimes they're not. Now most of the time they're still very gentle, they're not breaking skin or causing any injury, or nowhere near it, it's just enough to pinch a little bit. But it's important to pay attention to that, because that happens because the dog is either excited or stressed. It can happen at both times. And sometimes what's happening is there's a little bit of stress. If there's other dogs around, they become a little bit stressed because there's a bit of competition for the treats and it's slightly stressful for them, so they might not be able to be as gentle as they normally are. So this is one to really look out for. But this, I think, often happens as well with things like dogs being thought to be very possessive over tennis balls and tug toys. Now, for sure, some of them are very possessive over those items, but for some dogs, I think a bit of stress creeps in and it becomes physically difficult for them to open their jaw enough to let the tennis ball or the tug toy out. And I think it can become a bit of a vicious circle between dogs and people, because as we get more and more annoyed that the dog won't give us whatever the thing is back, it puts more pressure on the dog to give it back. And if part of the issue has been that they were already struggling a little bit and just needing a bit of time to be able to open their mouths, then it just kind of builds up until it's a thing between the person and their dog. So I do think it's related to this grabbing harder during times of excitement. So those of you with reactive dogs and those of you with prey-driven dogs, this is a fabulous way of figuring out what your dog's emotional state is at that moment. So if you're working maybe on a bit of desensitization around other dogs and all of a sudden your dog's biting down a bit harder, you're probably a bit too close. It's an early sign. And similarly, if you're out and there's wildlife around and you're wondering, is this a place where your dog could have a bit of a run around off their lead? Or you're wondering, is it safe now? Can I put the long line on without my dog just running to the end of it and it becoming really difficult? Give them a treat and see how gentle they are, because it's a really good early indication. Have a go with that, see how you get on. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.